Welcome to the G-Style Speed Shop. I don't know if you're like me, but sometimes I put off coming into the garage working on things because I think, oh, I want to do that and it's going to take me X amount of hours to do it. And then you get a couple of hours here and there and you think, and you just sit around doing nothing and procrastinate because next thing I want to do is weld that top tube, which is the next thing I want to do. But I don't have time to do that right now because, not going to lie, I'm going to go out with the guys in a bit. So we're having a bit of a meet up and a bit of a chat in the pub. Nice sunny day. But I've got a couple of hours. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if this will run into being a full video or whether I'm just going to put a few clips together of just little bits. But today I'm just going to paint this wheel black while I've got a couple of hours. I literally have like a couple of hours. So I'm going to paint this black. So where I'm going to do it, I'm going to take the balancing weights off, which is there. But before I do that, I'm going to take myself a photograph for reference so I know where it is. And then in my little book, we can take that off, paint the whole rim, pop it back on, and we should be in balance. There's one on this side as well. So I've got them two. Stored on the burner phone. It's not, it's the on-call phone really. No, it's not a burner phone. Next thing we're going to do, I'll just pop you on quick time lapse. I'm going to pull this disc off, pull the weights off, mask up the tyre because I'm not going to debead it and do it properly. I'm just going to mask it up and give it a quick, because that's all I want to do. So, and then I think upstairs in my office, which is back through there, I think I've got some sticky back carbon fibre things. I'm like that 4D carbon fibre. It looks nothing like carbon fibre. It's getting there, but it still doesn't look anything like carbon fibre. So I think I'm going to cover that in carbon fibre. So I'm going to do this bit black, wrap that in carbon fibre, and then we'll see how that looks. I'll stay on time lapse while I do all the boring bits. I'll catch you in a bit. Right, so all we've done so far, you just saw me, it was a 180 grit I was using, a pad disc, use that, and I used a fine scotch brite just to get into, I just used the 180s to get down the rough bits. There's another rough bit there, I should get rid of that. Just where you can feel it, run your nail over it and feel it, that's all that was. And then just go over it with the scotch brite just to smooth out the sanding marks. I'm not that fussed about it because it's just not that kind of bike. I mean, you could spend hours doing this and get it completely smooth. But I know what I'd do. I'd spend hours getting it all nice and smooth, and by that point, I'd probably have all the paint taken off it. And then I'd be like, oh, let's polish it instead. And that takes hours. So we're not doing that. Couple more bits there. I'll have to gun them all. I'll have to throw them. Where have I thrown my paper now? Oh my goodness. It's the back of there. And then what you might see me do is just quickly go over it with a fast degreaser. bit of paint. Okay, so all I'm going to do is anywhere I brought through to the metal, I'm going to give that a quite quick light primer, let that dry off, and then I'm going to go over it with black. But first I'm going to do the other side. But what I wanted to stop you for and show you what I've done on this side, if you remember when I zoomed in. My cutting out wasn't very close to where it needs to be, because I just roughed it out to get it to fit, to see if it fitted on the disc and all that, so yeah, I'll carry on. So what I've done is I've used masking tape to get me a closer hole-ish. I'll transfer this onto thin aluminium, like I said, that's what I'm going to go for. Still not sure it's going to fit, but I'm going to go for it anyway. I'm going to transfer this onto a piece of thin aluminium, and then I've got a basic transfer hole of this bit. I've marked where the holes are because the screws are still in there, and then this little bit here has got to be cut because, actually you can put it up on the camera, but I'll put a little mark on here because it's where the spoke's a little bit proud, and I think if I cut the aluminium here, I should just sit over and a little bit closer. So I'm going to take this piece off now, prep the other side of the rim, knock that magnet off. Take the weight off, and then I'm going to prep the other side of the rim. Yeah, that's just for an arrow that pointing this way. It's just, that was from the tyre guys, you can remember which way the rotation was on the tyre. So I'm going to put you back on hat, time lapse, prep this side up, mask this side up very inefficiently using the masking tape like I just did, and then we'll okay. Right, so this one is Metal Protekt by Plasti-kote. I think I got it from the range, I think it was around here. It's just been in the cupboard. So we're going to use, and the good thing about it is it appears to be quite dark. I've got the garage door open, spraying myself in a long ventilated area like a good boy that I am. Like I said, I'll just concentrate on where I've gone through the metal. And now I'm just going to completely ignoring what I said because black. Spin it over. It's all right.
Oh, that's really nice. Well, this phone's going mad. No reason. It's alright. Onto the old shake and spray because it's running out. Ah, amazing. Right, we'll just leave that precariously balanced there. Let that tack off. Put the gloss on it. Just a sec. Okay, so just Googling this Metal Protekt paint, and apparently it's a like a one-shot wonder. So I was looking at the finish thinking, do you know what? Pretty alright. I might just leave it and pretend I've put some gloss on, but no, I'm not gonna lie. So Metal Protekt, it does say, I've read the instructions online, and it does say you can just go straight over bare metal, and it's a good one-shot wonder. So as long as that dries as glossy as that looks, I'm gonna leave that. So see what it's like when it's dry. We'll crack on now and get one of these discs covered, like I said, with this what did I jiggle? Double-sided, single-sided, Fablon 4D. Dogs are barking. See you in a sec. Bye. Found it. Don't know when I bought this. Oh, it's printed postage label, so I can't work out that either. So I bought this ages ago for some project, and to be fair, I haven't even opened it, and it's like the dogs had a good chew on it as well. Both sides. But to be fair, let's pick it up on the camera. Just getting a gloss, aren't you? It looks quite realistic, to be fair, so I'm going to get this. Covered that. I'm going to have to do it in the office though, because it's way too dusty in here. I'll end up with like specks of dust all underneath it and it'll look horrible. And I can't film in the office because it's a bit of a sensitive area. So I'll come back to you in a bit, get that covered over, and let's see what we think. Well, I'll take back all that I said about it, because look at that. Paint dried all right. There's dust in it, of course, because I did it in here. It's horribly dusty in this garage. But wheel shiny. Look at that. I think that looks nothing like an NTV650 wheel anymore. So there we go, wrap this video up now. Did it. And I don't know when this video is going to there's a good chance you might have already seen it on the bike. But now I'm going to crack on and do some welding, which is another video. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye now.